If.
Hi, everybody.
Greetings, greetings.
Welcome to Here to Help You. Why am I so loud?
Why are you so loud?
Happy, bro. You know why I'm happy, Dave?
Tell me.
Because even though I had a shitty day, I'm here.
That's positive.
And not only am I here, but I'm here to help people learn how to deal with shitty ass days.
That's pretty good.
That's
pretty good.
Yeah,
very good.
It's tough sometimes, man. Living in this world is a very tough place.
Right.
And Here to Help You, of course, or Here to Help our company, is about education. Now, one thing we've realized with education is that it's not just for children. Education is for adults too. Some of us adults need some edumacation. And it's just about living life, period.
Some lifelong learning, not true?
Yeah, man. So someone asked me on my live feed, or said to me, the comment was, who's going to take advice from someone who looks like you, right? I asked in my live feed, well, what do you mean? Right? What does that even mean? He's like, no one will take you seriously. You know what? Again, I could be polarized about it, but I just said, look, buddy, you don't take me seriously. That's on you and your issues with women who are pretty. Someone hurt you. I'm sorry.
Well, he's probably gazing into your eyes,
Well, gaze away.
And lost.
Learn something. Learn something, my friend. Today, I'm going to show people what I know. And it's not just my knowledge. It's the fact that I've chosen to read, educate myself, and empower myself with tools for days that are shitty.
I think one of the first things that we have to begin to implement, especially when days like this do happen, right, is that it's still the day which the Lord has made.
Whoa.
right. We give thanks, of course, for rising. We give thanks, of course, for a lot of things which do happen in our life.
My dad will love you when he sees this.
But at the same time, I mean, as when you woke up this morning, you had no idea, right?
Oh no, it started with a bad dream. So
right?
I had every idea that something was not going to be good today.
But at the same time, there are a lot of us who simply wake up not knowing exactly what will take place throughout the events of the day, right?
You don't know.
I mean, at the end of the day, of course, the only thing we can do is, once again, just give thanks that days like this do happen because, of course, so shall it be.
Well, yeah, it's because this is when you learn some resolve and you get to use some of the tools that we are going to provide for you today and see if they actually work.
Here you go.
But first, we wanted to start with our young ones because guess what, guys? The children are going to hate to hear this, but there's only 2 weeks left and you are back in school.
Free paper, burn up.
Free paper, ton up. No more late nights. No more gazing into your iPad.
No more Fortnights.
No more Fortnite dances. None of this. None of this. None of that. All that is going to be done in about 2 weeks because you're going to have to Fortnite with your study books. All right? It's called Study Night. It's going to change the name and change the game. And a lot of kids are going to be depressed because they're going back. No one understands that transition, what it does to a child. They're just like, why?
I need to get up so early.
Why?
But I'm so tired.
And we got to do this for how many months? And the poor parents are just like, come out of your bed. Let's go. It's such a struggle. So, you know what? We got to arm our children. And you know what I've realized in working with families is some parents don't even have the tools. And you know what? Honestly, I do not judge or blame them. There's just so much going on in this world. It's hard enough to get through your own day, much less to be there to be your child's personal cheerleader, which technically you kind of have to be because they need you to be. Yes?
Of course. I mean, the children, they never asked to be brought into this world.
No, they don't ask for any of it.
Right? So, I mean, it's anything we can go ahead and assist, of course, parents to go ahead and bridge that gap.
Yeah, man.
Right? To go ahead and help these children.
Yeah.
Right? They need it.
Yeah, they do need it.
Plus, us as educators, tutors, mentors, we can use that all assistance that the parents give their children as well.
So, you know what? What we'll do in this first segment, we're going to break down each of these segments. We had a plan. So this was one of the things. And you know what? Maybe this is that third thing you were saying that was going to happen. I actually had a feeling. We had an author coming in today, which is just, he has changed the way that I look at certain things.
Right.
And I actually did a 2-part series in the Toronto Caribbean newspaper on the book that we're going to be discussing today.
Okay.
Because I thought it was so powerful, so to the point, so relevant, such great tools that you can just... And the thing about this book, it's not one of those books that you have to read from beginning to end. You can legit pick it up, open it, and maybe whatever is on that page that day will help you. The book is called The Art of Winning, and I'm going to mess up this gentleman's name, but I'm going to try. So,
drum roll, please.
The Honorable, I can get the first name, Matshona Dhliwayo. I probably messed it up.
We apologize in advance. Well,
Dhiliwayo. I'm sorry.
Brother, I apologize for the both of us. Remember the saying we do, right? That we're so far removed from our native tongue.
You know what I thought of a term for it? I have a colonized tongue. Isn't that good, guys?
Go on.
I have a colonized tongue. I can't speak and say these things the way I'm supposed to because my people were colonized.
Yes.
In Jamaica. Okay, so he is a Canadian-based philosopher, entrepreneur, and author of books such as the one we'll be discussing today, The Art of Winning, The Little Book of Inspirations, 100 Lessons Every Great Man Wants You to Know, just powerful titles, Dinner with King Solomon, and Lalibela's Wise Man.
Lalibela. I know, we're still a little bit removed.
Calling his tongue. He has been featured in prestigious magazines such as Entrepreneur Inc. and is a regular contributor for the African Leadership Magazine, the CEO Magazine, Health Magazine, the African Union, and other internationally renowned magazines. This man is a powerhouse. So I want you to show, I think we have a picture. Maybe I didn't send a picture of him, but it's okay. Don't worry. His book, The Art of Winning, has completely changed the way that I do things And I figured what we would start to do before we hit the adults is we'll start going through some things that parents, let's start with the little ones. Let's get to them. And we're going to work on us after. You guys, is that a deal, adults? We'll start with them. So something I noticed with our community is that we like our children to be perfect. We're the community that's like 98%.
I want that. Or the 2% there.
What's an A plus? What do you want from me?
True,
you know, like,
true.
And I get that. So we need to find a way to promote a growth mindset in our perfectionist children, because some of our children are like, oh my gosh, if I get it, I can't go home with a C. I can never go home with a B.
Right.
But you know what? How can we do more for them? So how about you start with the first one, Dave?
Sure. The first one, mistakes make us try harder.
Why? And I don't like the try. I actually don't like the try in this one.
But still.
But the mistakes make us, yeah, man. Like, I don't want to make, I remember when I made a mistake, like, I don't want to make that mistake again. That was stupid. And that's as an adult, much less a child. But honestly, it's like, once you make a mistake, you're like, I don't want to be embarrassed. Sometimes mistakes are embarrassing.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
In school. Dave, you need to contribute more than yes. Yes?
Yes.
Wow with it?
Yes.
I can't deal with you today. So the next one is, getting it wrong helps us learn more about the right answer.
You know, I definitely learned from this many a time, especially in school. And to this day, you know, especially now when we're looking at, maths was my subject in school. Right? So you're looking at a...
Quick maths?
Yes, quick maths. Yes,
Okay.
1 + 1 = 11, right? So... But to get back to the example, where I'm looking at a formula and it's like where I've gone wrong, only to know, of course, where I should have gone right. It's like,
That aha.
that's right. The light bulb
moment.
goes off.
So you want to do number 3 and then we'll go into a break?
Sure thing. You feel really worried right now about this answer? That must be hard.
Yes. So learning to empathize with our perfectionist students, like when you see them getting frustrated, be like, look, like, I get it. This is a hard question.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. But helping them know that you are there understanding it with them. Because sometimes they're like, parents don't understand. They just don't get it. So the last one is, mistakes give other people the chance to help us. This is something that I think we all need to really take in. When you make a mistake, you can't damn yourself to hell. You know what? You've got to understand that there are people here to help who are here to help you. Even after you make your mistake.
That's
what
right.
we're here for. So these are little things that we're noticing. When we get back, what we'll do is we'll go through the rest of this list quickly, and then we'll head on to a couple other things, and then we'll really attack that book, The Art of Winning. See you soon, guys.
Think you have what it takes to bring value to the community? The TCN TV network is expanding and now accepting TV show proposals. Here's an opportunity to build celebrity status and become part of an elite group of community advocates that are focused on building, strengthening, and empowering our community in a positive way. Are you interested in embarking on a new adventure? TCN TV is searching for people interested in opportunities to change the conversation and pave an unforgettable legacy. If you feel you have something of value to offer, send a written show proposal to shows@mytcntv.com.
The Civic.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I think we need to call. I think we need to get you an agent so we can get you some background work in these commercials.
I feel like you're mocking me. I feel like I'm being mocked here. I don't know if I appreciate it. Everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. Anisha, hush up. Welcome back, everyone, to here to help you. So today's one of those days. We're trying to give a little bit. We're not trying. We're going to be delivering some information that you can legit use in your toolbox. You need to just put this video like in your liked folder in YouTube. Like it and leave it there so you can go back and revisit. Today, we're talking about winning in life even when things are not going well.
True.
And we're starting with our children. So we're going to go back through this list. Today, we're looking at how to work with perfectionist children. The ones who are like, oh my God, I don't want to make a mistake. They're afraid to make a mistake. So if you don't mind, Dave, do you want to just run through this list and we'll just kind of talk on them briefly? Go. Number 5.
Even parents and teachers make mistakes.
Yep. Absolutely. And you need to let them know that you make mistakes, because a lot of us I think a lot of our children look at our parents that like they're perfect, and they're not. They mess up.
Well, children, they don't understand that yet, right? They just see the hero aspect.
Yeah, but this is why this one's so important.
Very
we make
much.
Mistakes too, and it's okay. You learn, right? Yeah, man. We just this way. Yeah, so you can see your list. There we go. So making mistakes help us learn persistence, which is important.
True.
You don't just make a mistake and stop.
You make the mistake to get it correct.
And keep going.
Keep going, keep going,
until
and keep going.
You get it right. Right? Number 7, Dave?
Trying again helps us learn patience.
Got to be patient with yourself. I think this list could be used for adults.
This one especially. I like this one. Because patience, I don't know if patience can really be taught.
No.
Right? Patience is something that can definitely, well, of course, everybody learns an aspect of it, right? But still, to this day, I think a lot of us are still struggling with that word and how to use it correctly.
And how to be patient.
Right?
Right? Each time you try, you get a little better at it. Absolutely. That's why they say that sometimes in order for you to be a master at something, it takes how many?
10,000 hours.
Do you know how much patience and persistence it takes to do something for 10,000 hours?
10,000 hours, that's right. That's like almost, well, look at ancient Egypt, for instance, right? To become a high priest, you had to stay in the studies for 40 years, right? So when you hear like Moses was trained in the act of course, in the ways of the Egyptians as a high priest, he was in there for 40 years.
It's a long time.
Right? To be called a master teacher, you have to be teaching for at least 40 years.
It's a long, long time, man. But that's how you get great.
That's right.
Number 9.
That took a lot of courage to give that a try.
You know what? I like that. You failed, but you tried. It's important because sometimes it takes courage to do something different.
Right.
Because especially when you know there's that high chance that you're going to fail at it the first time, who wants to do that? So you have to give those yeah, man, go on with it. Do it. Run that.
Of
Happy.
Course, man.
And finally, for this last one, number 10.
Hey, let's celebrate the next mistake because that means we have a chance to grow.
Love it. Let's celebrate the mistake, right? Now, mind you can't use it.
I think that does come with a few limitations, yes?
There's some limitations to that one. You can't just be celebrating everyone's mistakes. It's like, yes, this is your 9th child, the 9th man. Yes!
There's still some room for growth there.
There's some room for growth. Yeah, 9 months later. Anyways, so restrictions on that one, okay? Let's move on really quickly to, I like this one, the power of yet. Can we put this up? I like this one.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite ones. Look at that. Looks like a nice little paper between us.
It does, doesn't it, right? Like a book.
So the power of yet. Why do I like this one? Because of how you add one word and it can change the whole thing. And this is something easy that you can write down and put up on your child's mirror, in the bathroom, wherever your child can see it. Dave, I want you to do the honors of reading this one.
The power of yet. I don't get it. I can't do this. This doesn't work.
Those all sound real negative, don't they?
They do.
Now watch this. Go ahead, Dave.
Take a deep breath, go for a short stroll, then add a yet to the end of your sentence. As in, I don't get it yet. I can't do this yet. This doesn't work yet.
Positive. You see how adding one, this is why words are so important, because all they did is add one word and it changes the whole thing. That whole phrase went from negative to positive with one word.
That's right.
Just adding yet.
That's right.
Imagine you could teach, again, showing, this is a tool. This word yet is such a powerful tool to use that can just change your mindset like this. I can't do this Yet. Beautiful, isn't it?
It is.
Tools, man. Tools.
Like the elder we ran into, of course, from the weekend ceremony, he said that we're creative beings. We're always creating something, right? So, I mean, with adding this word yet, it allows us to continue that process of creation.
Absolutely. Because we know that it's going to happen soon. It may not be happening right now.
That's right.
Yet, but it's going to happen. Such power. Such power. Okay. And the last one for our kitties. Why?
Because I like the way that, of course, the insect has been flying.
Oh, but you're don't get my lipstick on you.
Don't worry.
Make sure you're branding.
Don't worry. We're all right.
Make sure you're branding. Okay. So our next one. How to praise your kids. So this is something that I put up on Facebook actually this week, and I want to put it up again because it's important, parents. You'd be surprised how much words mean to our children and how, if you're not careful, you can either damn your child or really raise your child.
Yes. Words either harm or heal, as they say, right?
Harm or heal. So how to praise your kids. I'm going to read this one. So this is the Big Life Journal had this one up, and it's growth mindset. So when your children are doing something, things you can say to them: great effort. You must have worked really hard. Acknowledging the child that they have put work into something, even if it didn't turn out the way that they wanted it to. You really studied for your tests, and your improvement shows it. So parents, just because if your child goes from a D to a C, it's still improvement. Yes, it's not a B. Yes, it's not an A, but you've got to praise them where they are. You can't just be like, okay, well, why you're not getting a B in this? I went from a D to a C. That is a whole grade. Do you know how hard it is to raise a grade? It's easier to lose than to raise. Trust me.
Very true. Very true.
I like the way you tried all kinds of strategies on that math problem until you finally got it. Again, because you know what that child's going to do after hearing something like that? They're going to repeat that
process.
Behavior. Because the last time I did this, mom and dad were really pleased with me. I'm going to do it again. Power, guys. Words. I love the way you stayed at your desk. You kept your concentration and you kept on working. So this is something I could see maybe a teacher using in a school.
Right.
For those kids who are up and down and don't want to sit down. I got to sharpen my pencil. I got to use the bathroom. What's going on over here? What's going on over here? What's going on? The moment you get them seated for longer than 10 minutes,
it's
positive reinforcement.
There you go.
You have to, because for them, they need to know that, okay, I get praise when I've done this. Eventually, there's that connection that happens that they know if they just, okay, if I do this, I'm going to get praise. If I don't do this, I don't get the praise. That doesn't feel very good. We're always going to go towards what feels good. That's just how our brains work. That dopamine, we need happy.
That's right.
Happy, happy, happy. What makes me happy? Praise makes us happy. You know, encouragement makes us happy. That's why praising children is so important. Wow, you really practiced that. And look how you improved. Same idea, right? See, you studied more and your grade on this test is higher. So again, even if they're going from a D to a C or an F to a D, if they've improved, they have improved.
That's right.
You tried different strategies and you figured out how to solve that problem. I think we already mentioned that. Did they do the same thing? Nope, they just said that was specifically math.
Right.
So this is just in general a problem. And then you stuck to this and now you really understand it. So now you are encouraging and saying, you know what, good for you. It's almost like that stamp of approval. Now you've achieved that.
That's right.
Good job.
Good job.
What? These are good things, man. These are very, very important for children. I think parents need to understand. And again, some of the things that are said here, to be honest with you, I think some adults need to hear it. I don't think
tools.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, once again, you said earlier, right? How we're so busy sometimes, right? And the worst thing that we can do is that we get caught up in our day, not knowing, of course, that our children need us the most, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, stuff like this, it helps, and I hope that the parents can go ahead and take this information in. By means, of course, we will go ahead and post this information again out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
And you can check us out on our Facebook Here to Help page. We have things like this all the time. We also have a Twitter, Here to Help, that you can check out. Just HEART, same thing you see, Here to Help, same thing. Put
That's
it
right.
in. Anywhere you put Here to Help, we're going to pop up, and you'll see things like this. And, of course, our website, www.here-2-help.com.
Not bad.
Right?
Not bad at all.
Getting it all in.
You know
All
what I mean?
right. So now that we've done with our kiddies, parents, now you need us. So we're going to come back in our next 2 segments and we're going to help you out. I'm here to help you.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
Think you have what it takes to bring value to the community? The TCN TV network is expanding and now accepting TV show proposals. Here's an opportunity to build celebrity status and become part of an elite group of community advocates that are focused on building, strengthening, and empowering our community in a positive way. Are you interested in embarking on a new adventure? TCN TV is searching for people interested in opportunities to change the conversation and pave an unforgettable legacy. If you feel you have something of value to offer, send a written show proposal to shows@mytcntv.com.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Here to
Welcome
Help
back.
You. Welcome back. Welcome back. So, Dave, how are you finding the show so far? We were just having some background conversation.
Yes, Anisha mentioned, of course, and as well as yourself, that our parents are strictly in providing or provision, right? Where the mental health aspect of our children,
Just let go.
right? I mean, it goes bigger. I guess it's beyond, and of course, asking, oh, are you okay, right? Now it's where we're fighting for education, right? To be included, of course, in the decision making, right? And so now, and who do we have as our guinea pigs and our test subjects? Well, it's our children, right? They go off, of course, into the system where right now we have an issue. We've had issues with the system for a long time.
Yeah.
Right. So now, more now than ever, it's imperative that, of course, that our parents, right, all parental figures, right, continue to encourage, not with just words, but also in action, right? And if they are unable to go ahead and do so, find somebody who can.
Yeah.
Right? Get somebody into the household or take your children somewhere, right, where they'll be able to go in and receive that type of enforcement or reinforcement, that is.
Or
right?
bring in help.
Right?
Do I have to plug us? Because we can do it. And we can even do it for you, which is what we're about to do right now. So we're about to go into the book, The Art of Winning.
Go
And
on with it.
and again, I sent this book, the PDF version, straight to Anisha and Dave as soon as I came in here today. And I told them, you guys can read this in 2 hours. This book is wonderful.
Uh-huh.
And I told Dave to scroll through it, and we're going to pull out some of the stuff in this book. Mr. Matshona did a wonderful job of giving us let's hit one of them. So rule number 3, if they throw sticks at you, build a house. If they throw stones at you, build a mansion. If they throw bricks at you, build a palace. Listen to your critics, but ignore their envious tirades. Listen to your admirers, but ignore their endless flattery. Defend your opponents when they're right. Nothing startles them as much. Oppose your opponents when they are wrong. Nothing inflames them as much. I love it.
The beginning kind of reminds me of there's an I forget the name of the song, but he says with the media slings mud, we use it to build huts, right? So I mean, there's a resilience, right, in that passage, right? It also speaks of course, the vigilance, right, and as well as wisdom, right?
Yeah, I like it because really and truly, I sometimes I do feel that like subconsciously some people are throwing stones and stuff at me, right? They may not be doing it outwardly, but I think sometimes that they are doing it. And honestly, for me, it's just like I'll take like a rock stone in my head and be like, so I said stone twice, Jamaicans. And I'll take that and honestly, I'll be like, all right, I'm bleeding. It's gonna heal and I'm gonna do more and I'm never gonna stop. That's just always been my attitude. That's why I was so drawn by rule number 3. Your turn, Dave. What rule are you gonna do?
29.
Ooh.
From rocks come gold. From coals come diamonds. From oysters come pearls. From adversity come the great. When misfortune trains you, you become a master. When a hardship develops you, become a warrior. When tragedy disciples you, you become a conqueror.
What drew you to that?
It speaks of hardship, right?
Yeah.
It speaks of course, long and tedious days, right? The process, of course, from coal to now to become diamond, right?
The pressure.
Exactly.
The pressure.
That's exactly it, right? To become battle tested, right? So I mean, it shows once again in regards to how we just cannot give up, right?
Yeah.
Let's face it, there's no other people around the world that faced all the tragedies and adversities that we have, right? But still, we are here.
And persevering.
That's it, and not just, once again, like not just woven, integrated in society, but actually standing out and doing exceptional things.
And dominating.
There you go.
In every sport imaginable, in every musical field imaginable. Dominating.
Yeah, but sciences,
sciences.
Just excelling. I mean, it's amazing in regards to what it is that we are doing.
Innovation.
Right? That's mine, 29.
All right, rule number 6. Another one that touched home for me, especially today. Dare to keep going when you are tempted to quit. Dare to keep loving when you're tempted to hate. Dare to keep fighting when you're tempted to surrender. Dare to keep hoping when you're tempted to despair. Dare to keep dreaming when you're tempted to stop. And dare to keep rising when you're tempted to fall. Huge. It's like...
I know, what more can you say?
Honestly, and do you see why this is one of my toolbooks, straight up and down.
Right.
This is why I keep this PDF on my desktop on a regular basis, because when I'm having these days, I can find something here. Because there's days, today was one of those days that I was like, why am I bothering to do this anymore?
Right.
Why bother when no one else seems to care? Why do I do this? And reading something like this, dare to keep dreaming when you're tempted to stop. I almost stopped, but I dared to keep going. And it's so powerful for me.
There you go.
I wanted to make sure I shared that with you guys.
Excellent. I got number 19 here. Be silent and let your intelligence speak for you. Be silent and let your excellence speak for you. Be silent and let your brilliance speak for you. Be silent and let your nobleness speak for you. Let your work be so good that it causes your opponents to fear you. Let your work be so great that it causes your opponents to dread you. Let your work be so brilliant that it causes your opponents to respect you.
Lord.
Let your work be so divine that it causes your opponents to pay homage to you.
Lord Jesus.
Straight. Fire.
When you read that, Dave, doesn't that just give you a surge of
It does, right? And we can understand. Okay, so I'm new to the author, and I'm not going to front, right? However, though, upon doing some small research, everybody who's come across his works has said something very positive, right? And how they can go ahead and take a message straight and go ahead and apply it to their lives,
Oh my gosh.
right? And what you said about the book earlier in regards to, you can either read it, of course, from cover to cover, or simply you can just open up the book, right, and just spot out a page, and then it'll go ahead and apply to you in that manner,
in that moment,
right?
Yes.
It's rare for me to come across literature like that. The last one I think I came across was 48 Laws of Power, where simply I didn't have to read the book from cover to cover, right? But of course, I'd open it at any section, right, and it'll apply to me in that moment.
Fantastic.
Excellent
I love
work.
It. All right, I have one. Ready for this one? Rule number 7. The ceiling is not a good limit. It prevents you from reaching the sky. The sky is not a favorable limit. It hinders you from reaching the stars. The stars are not an accepting limit. They impede you from reaching the edge of the universe. Know the limitations of your mind and then exceed them. Know the limitations of your heart and then surpass them. Know the limitations of your soul and then transcend them. Don't set limitations on yourself. And definitely do not let others set limitations on you.
It's hard. It's hard to go ahead now and break out of something like this. But when we come across literature such like this, where it's so inspirational and encourages people to go ahead and move forward.
Yes.
Right? It's amazing. Definitely amazing.
All right. I think we have time for one more in this segment.
More?
Yeah.
Cool. Number 14. Look before you leap, even when trouble is pursuing you. Give before you take, even when misfortune is chasing you. Love before you hate, even when your enemies are troubling you. Ignore fear, it often exaggerates. Disregard pride, it always inflates. Welcome faith, it always encourages. Embrace wisdom, it always empowers.
I like that.
It's awesome.
I like that, man.
Yeah, man.
What grabbed you?
I appreciate the wisdom aspect at the end, because the Bible says, buy wisdom, buy wisdom, buy wisdom, right? It's something that, of course, that our ancient forefathers, right, have said, right, throughout the years, that wisdom, right, is something that it enables us to go ahead and, once used wisely, yes, right, that it enables us to go ahead and do wonderful things, especially now when it comes to those who now oppose, right?
That's what I like about this book. It's about going against them people who just don't want to see you do well.
Right, because at the end of the day, it's the love of self, right? It's the love that's selfless, the wanting to give yourself, so that way, people can go ahead and do better.
All right. So when we come back, we're going to have more tools from you from The Art of Winning on Here to Help You. See you guys soon.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity in our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
Think you have what it takes to bring value to the community? The TCN-TV network is expanding and now accepting TV show proposals. Here's an opportunity to build celebrity status and become part of an elite group of community advocates that are focused on building, strengthening, and empowering our community in a positive way. Are you interested in embarking on a new adventure? TCN TV is searching for people interested in opportunities to change the conversation and pave an unforgettable legacy. If you feel you have something of value to offer, send a written show proposal to shows@mytcntv.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. So you know what? It's interesting because the day we should have had Mr. Matshona in today, but some idiot bus drivers gave him the wrong direction, and our man ended up in Vaughan, Virgin.
It happens sometimes.
And he's not from the city, so it's like I felt bad. I do. I feel bad that he couldn't come, but he was so gracious, and he said, "Listen, Simone, please still go ahead and talk about the book, get this information out there." And he's like, as long as your producer and your co-host will have me back in, he's like, I will gladly come back in a couple weeks. And we're going to have him in again because I want him to bring those books. Because we're going to talk about some of the other books he has. Because I don't think you understand, this man is so impactful. And again, what I like about this book is that it's like, it's just clear and cut.
Right.
Let's take this one. Rule number 20. If you're just joining us now, we actually, in our last segment, our first two segments, we talked about the idea of praising and empowering and affirming our children and how important that is.
Yes.
But then we also recognize the fact that sometimes our parents need that as well. They need that so that they can give that. Right? So we now, in our second segment, have started talking about this book, The Art of Winning, and how every single rule is like a tool that can be used to help you get through your day.
That's right.
Right? So rule number 20, if your work is good, people may covet it. If your work is great, people may resent it. If your work is masterful, people may malign it. If your work is genius, people will hate it. If your work is divine, people may envy it. When people envy your work, they'll criticize it but secretly imitate you. When people love your work, they will praise it and openly imitate you. When people venerate your work, they will adore it and openly applaud you. Tell me that is not fire, guy.
It is. It is.
I'm telling you, like, this man speaks to my very soul because all of the Rule 20 applies for me. All of it. All of it. All of it. Because I know I do good work. And people just don't want to give me the props for it. I'm all right, though. I'm all right. I was in my feelings for about 3.3 seconds. Over it now.
3.3?
3.3.
Cool.
All right, what's your rule?
21. When those around you are weak, choose to be strong. When those around you are cowardly, choose to be brave. When those around you are complacent, choose to be vigilant. When those around you are indolent, choose to be diligent. When those around you are good, choose to be great. When those around you are great, choose to be extraordinary.
I know, boy. Like, that gets a clap, boy.
Just
Lord.
Levels. And
levels to this shit.
Yeah.
Choice.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. Choice. We all choose it, right? We all have the right to choose. Like, for instance, your bad day today, right? Once again, as much as, of course, it is the day, of course, that the Lord has made, but you can either choose to be stuck in the emotion,
bad mood,
right, or which the day have caused, or you can go ahead and root yourself out of it and continue on and continue and learn from what has happened throughout the day, but more importantly, apply that towards the positivity.
Straight up, reading this again, this is my toolbook right now. This is my toolbox. I'm giving everyone a secret of mine. This book, The Art of Winning, is my mental toolbox that I go to give me strength. It is so powerful, which is why I keep it on my desktop.
There you go.
Click. And I'm going to get the book from him autographed. I need it in my hand. All right, I think we can do 2 more, and then what we'll do is we'll discuss some of the other books he's written, because there's some other books that are just as powerful. So I'm not going too far from yours. I'm going to Rule 22.
Go ahead.
To attract the wise, you have to be shrewd. To attract the skilled, you have to be talented. To attract the creative, you have to be ingenious. To attract the great, you have to be extraordinary. Walk with scholars if you want to be a scholar. Walk with warriors if you want to be a warrior. Walk with saints if you want to be a saint. And walk with conquerors if you want to be a conqueror. Lord, the company you keep.
Yes.
Easy.
Yes.
You hang out with hoes? Use a hoe. You hang out with scholars? You're a scholar.
That's right.
You hang out with broke people? You will be broke.
There you go.
This is why they say, look at the 5 people in your circle. Look at where they are in life. I guarantee you are probably in the same bomba clot position that they are in. Oops.
Pashan.
Go ahead, Dave. Your turn.
Rule number 30. Do not sit on your talents. Do not despair over past losses. Do not panic in times of trouble. Do not hesitate to confront obstacles. Do not allow worry to take over your week. Do not lose sight of your goals. Do not lose hope in your dreams. Do not be embarrassed by your failures. Do not throw in the towel before the battle is over. Do not celebrate a victory before you have tasted it. Do not steal your victories because you might have to pay them back. Do not pick up what common sense says you must lay down. Do not swim when you know how to walk on water.
Just power. Just like everything is just, and again, this is not us reading it from the beginning. We've just been going through this randomly.
Very true.
And pulling out things that resonate, because these things are resonating with you, which is why you're pulling them out.
Yeah, and like I mentioned, this is the first time we're going through the book, right? I read reviews, right? I mean, by means, some of the reviews were wonderful. Some of them had a little bit of criticism, only in regards to now, they were more looking at steps in regards to how to go ahead and win, as opposed to now looking at developing your soul, looking at developing your mindset.
That's how you win.
Which, at the end of the day, exactly. That's
how you win. You've got to develop that winning mindset. And that winning mindset means putting your mind into that position to win, even when things are bad.
There you go.
So let's do one more, and then we'll talk about some of his other books.
Sure,
do you see why I'm a fan, guy? I'm so perky. Like, oh my God, I'm such a fan. I'm so mad he couldn't come. But do you see why I'm a fan of this man right now? Like, he's so serious, man. Like, I had to write on him and now do a show on him. It was so important.
And once again, it's a brother, right? It's a brother. This wisdom is coming from a brother, right?
Love it. And he's so humble on the phone too. All right. Last rule, and then we'll get into the books. Rule 28. And I think this is important because I think this basically speaks on here to help on a whole what we think. And you can tell me if you agree.
Go ahead.
Thinkers educate the world. Dreamers inspire the world. Helpers improve the world. Doers change the world. Inspire men to think more. Motivate them to love more. Influence them to do more. And embolden them to become more. Here to help you, man.
Amazing.
That's like...
Yeah, that definitely speaks to exactly what it is that we do.
Boy, oh boy. All right. So now that you know that he's a fantastic author, let's talk about some of the other books he got.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Lalibela's Wise Man. This spoke to me because of the story. The backdrop is that, of course, a gentleman now loses his family and ends up having to go into the hills of Ethiopia, right? And goes on this magical journey to meet Ethiopia, or Lalibela's Wise Man. Right, so from hearing about it, it kind of reminds me of The Alchemist.
That's
right?
The first thing I thought of. Yeah.
Right, but once again, because it is coming directly, of course, from a brother, right? The story intrigues me to find out more about the journey, what happens along the way, and more importantly, like what does this person do when he ends up meeting this wise person?
What does he learn?
What does he learn? right?
So exciting.
It is amazing, definitely. And it's sad, of course, whether couldn't be here today, but the inspiration behind this book came from his grandfather, right? And the talk speaking from his grandfather, right? And it kind of reminds me to going back to one of his quotes where he says, "Spend time with elders because they become your greatest advisors," right? So I mean, it is amazing, regards to, of course, the inspiration, right? And more importantly, of course, the work and seeing, of course, everything come to fruition.
All right, 2 more books to see if we can get them in.
All right, Dinner with King Solomon. As we all know, King Solomon was supposed to be, of course, the wisest man, right, in the world.
That would be fantastic.
Right, so you can imagine, of course, having dinner in this conversation with the wisest man.
Even these titles, guy.
Right?
I want every book. All of them. I think I will learn. I swear I'll come out there a scholar. Like, just be like, all right, I know how to deal with life now. I'm good. I'm good.
For real.
Next one?
Yes, 100 Truths About Life. This one intrigues me the most because now, who's to say there's just 100? But at the same time, how do you pick just 100?
I know.
Right? How do you find something, of course, that is so important and so pertinent, so okay, yes, this is going to make it, and this one, we're going to leave this one out of it. But more importantly, how do these truths now speak to our soul?
I guess you're going to have to read it.
I guess so.
So everybody, we want to thank you. Dave, did you enjoy the show today?
I enjoyed it thoroughly. Definitely. With
it was so unplanned too.
That's the thing too, right? I mean, sometimes we have a foundation laid out, right? And of course, sometimes things happen where we have to go ahead and deviate that foundation.
Changes.
Right? Exactly. Right? We flew like water in order to go ahead and get our message out.
We became the shape of the bottle. Bruce Lee.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Yes. Everybody, thank you. Like, share, subscribe.
Please
definitely share this video out.
Yes, please
This video is for everybody. Share this video out. The Art of Winning. Sir, we honor you. Thank you for what you've done for us. This is a fantastic read. We appreciate you. Everybody, thank you for watching Here to Help You. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace and love, family.
Peace and love.